Ho Chi, South Vietnam, November the 11th, 1968. Well, hello again. It's been a long time since I last recorded and talked to you all on tape, but as you know, over here it was kind of hard to get tape for a while, and they still haven't gotten any in, so it's a good thing that you did mail me two, and I received both of them. I was very happy to receive the two tapes with the boys' voices on it, and they really came out loud and clear. I guess their voices are picked up by tape recorders very easily, and it was sure good to hear them again. I really enjoyed their choice of songs, and even the guys over here got a big kick out of it. They were surprised a little bit at their nasty attitude, and especially when when Ricky described it, Danny, it was the Heine, it was very funny. From the last tape that I received, it seemed like Bobby was going over to Marilyn's house. Marcia wrote something about them supposed to go, but Bobby and Jackie took their place in going there. It must have been a pretty wild Halloween party. I'm sure they had a good time. He mentioned that he saw Alan Levicky. I received one letter from Alan Levicky, and that was about 3 weeks after I received my first letter, and I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what's going on with him, whether he's in school or whether he's working or what's he doing, since I haven't heard from him. So if Bobby could just grab him a little bit and just get a little bit of information out of him, maybe he can tell me what he's doing and where he's at. Well, I guess Coach Marcus is happy that they finally beat his old high school, and the high school that he also coached at in football. I'm sure he'll be very happy about that. I guess Nicky still didn't get a job because Bobby said he helped Nicky paint. I hope he gets one soon. I'm sure he feels kind of bad about that. I was very happy to get that package that you sent me, too. Everything arrived in good shape. The only one thing that could have been added to it was, like Daddy said, next time he'll send some sports clippings or something, sports column in the magazine. I wish it would be the Hearald News, any part of the Hearald News except for advertising or the one ads. Richard Huth, every once in a while, every so often, he'll send me a Monday's issue of the Hearald News because he knows that I'm interested in football, and I read the whole second half of the Hearald News. I think that's a very nice gesture from him. One thing I want Daddy to do, make sure that he waters those geraniums at least every other week. They really don't need too much water up in the attic. I hope you took them out already. I guess the weather down there is starting to get a little bit chilly. Over here, we're starting to get in the dry season, and it's starting to rain only every other night or so, although it's pouring cats and dogs right now. It always seems that whenever I make a tape recording, it seems like it's raining outside, and it really is coming down right now. Although this is the second time we had rain in about the past 10 or 12 days. I was really surprised to hear about Marcia's accident. Dolores wrote me, and she was the first one to inform me about it. I'm happy to hear that they really weren't hurt bad, and that all their injuries will be healed quickly. Marcia wasn't hurt too bad except for a few bruises, and Marcia, of course, was okay. But poor Frank, I guess he got the bad end of the stick there. I'm sure that he'll be better, though, shortly. And it could have been a hell of a lot worse. Today's the 11th. I remember reading in one of Marcia's letters that the baby is due on November the 10th, or she would hope the 11th. I think the 11th is Frank's birthday. That's why. And if Frank hears this tape, happy birthday. Probably a little late. and they bought Anime's car. I guess she was going to sell it anyway with the new one. She seems very happy from it, from what she writes about her new car. And the new baby is due pretty soon today. I hope it's a boy. It looks like you're really starting to straighten out the house over there. Oh boy, Marcia over for 2 weeks. Boy, that house is going to go nuts with babies crying, especially a new baby. I can remember how it was when, I believe it was Ricky was here, when Richie was in the Army in Greenland. Also, when I received one paper from Richard Huth, he also, on that Monday's issue, they had a picture of the laying of the cornerstone in the Hearald News that day, and it was a pretty nice picture, Father Lawrence. And also one clipping that he sent me, or Anime sent me, also had a picture of Bill Vanderklas, the football coach, and it's good to see familiar faces again every once in a while. Also, I enjoyed the chain letter, you might say, from Mary and Nikki's 25th wedding anniversary party. Not too many people wrote, but at least they got a few people in there that I haven't heard or seen in a long time, like Aunt Eleanor. I was very surprised. I guess Douglas must be a monster by now, and it looks like East Patterson might have a good basketball and football player on their hands when he grows up. I'm kind of mad at Bobby that he doesn't go to church over here. I mean back in New Jersey, because over here everyone tries to go to church. Well, not everybody, but all the guys that were brought up to go to church try and make that special extra effort to go to church over here. This past Sunday, it was funny because we went to the rifle range to test fire our weapons to make sure that they're in good working conditions. And when I came back, they told us, since it was Sunday, just go back and clean your weapons and straighten up around the area. So as I was cleaning my weapon, I decided that I'll listen to one of the tapes, and all of a sudden Mother came on, and she started giving that little story about Bobby not wanting to go to church and the boy sticking up for him. And it hit me right then and there. I said, oh my God, today's Sunday, I better go to church. And it was just in time for me to go to church. And I went to 11:15 Mass there. So at least Junior got a new car. It's a stick shift, and I guess all the problems I had with stick shift in the previous job that I held as the CO's driver. It was really a lot of fun. I know how to drive at least half decently, but it seemed like every time the CO got in there, I just got a little bit nervous and nimble-fingered and didn't install it a few times, and I don't think he particularly cared for that, but what can you do? It's not that easy. You just got to learn through practice. I was kind of surprised to hear about Mr. Sunda being so sick. He wrote me and told me that he was not feeling very well, and now that you told me that he was on the critical list there for a few days, I really felt bad. And yesterday I wrote him a letter and told him what's going on over here, and I hope that he will enjoy it. And I told him that I'll also try and write about once a week if I possibly can. I hope Bobby, with a little luck, might be able to get to go see him, because he told me the last time he was in the hospital that why we didn't come and see him. Did we forget all about him? So if Bobby can get down there somehow, maybe go with Cooksie one night, I'm sure he'll be happy to see him. Anyway, at least Cooksie's got a good job at Passaic High School. It's nice and close. I'm sure he'll enjoy it there, although I think he really wants to teach in Clifton. Maybe Roman sees him down at the high school. I believe Roman's a senior this year. And from what I understand, his baby is very nice and cute. It was a surprise to me, too, to hear that Mr. Wolf died. Out of all the neighbors, I think he was the easiest one to get along with, especially when we were smaller, due to the fact that anytime our ball fell in the garden, he didn't give us a hard time and crying and complain like all the other neighbors did. And even though we did ruin a couple of his flowers and plants and what else he has in there, but he was really a good guy to us, and we lost a good neighbor there. And I was also happy to hear that Daddy put up that new hall light. I guess it took him 2 years to finally put it up. And like I said, I gave him 1 year from this past July to get that bathroom straightened out, especially that broken mirror in there. That was driving me nuts. So you've got about 8 more months in which to get that thing in good working condition, Daddy. So let's get on the ball and get it fixed within the next 8 months. Okay, especially that bathroom area there, boy. I was kind of disappointed. I hope it's all better by then. Okay, I can see that the tape is starting to run out on this side, so I guess I'll continue on this. Okay, side 2. I guess, Mother, you'll be very busy when Marcia comes over with the baby. And it just might be Thanksgiving time and around your birthday. So also, happy birthday, Mother, in case I don't get time to make out the tape, another tape within another week. The baby will be there, and Thanksgiving, if the baby's born a little bit later, like not on time like Marcia was. I think she was, 4 weeks late? Well, anyway, Marcia, I hope that all goes well and everybody gets accustomed to the babies being over there. I was surprised to hear about Veronica Kirchmeyer and her baby, but she was always a wild kid anyway, and she liked to bum around with boys, and she has to get married, You'd be surprised at the guys over here that have to go on special leave just to get married. It's an amazingly high number of guys. That's life, and that's what they want to do. 2 days ago, I was very happy and delighted to receive a package from H&S Brinker. Now, I guess that stands for Helen and Sally. So, relay my many thanks to them for all that they sent, and everything came along well. They sent me some candy, some cheese, and Lipton soup, which we will experiment now, and if it comes out okay, I'll ask for more. And let's see, what else? Some drink mix, tea bags. Let's see, what else? And a few other odds and ends there I can't really recall right now. So I was very happy to receive them, and if I receive a pie package every month or so, I will be very happy. Oh yes, before I forget, there's since I don't intend to buy a camera around here until I go on R&R, which may be anywhere from 4 to 6 months from now, why don't you pack up that small camera that Anime let me use in Virginia, and send some flash bulbs because they're hard to get hold of. But film is easy to come by over here. They have plenty of film, but flash bulbs are hard to come by, and I'd like to take some inside pictures of the our hooches or our living quarters, so those flash bulbs will come in handy. So the old little camera, because it takes perfect pictures as far as I'm concerned, very clear, and there's no settings to mess around with as with those expensive ones, and also some flash bulbs. But the film, don't worry about, because I can get a lot. Let's see, I think that's about all that you can possibly send me at the present time. I can't really think of anything else. Maybe on occasion just drop a blank tape in, and I've got stickers over here that I can place over until they get a set over here in Cooksie and have more tape sent in. I guess that's the way we'll have to run it. I don't want to erase any of the ones that were sent to me, because I like to replay them every once in a while, and it keeps me refreshed of what's going on or what went on. So that's the reason why I don't like to retape over them. Oh, well, let's try and pick up where I left off from the last tape. I guess it was when I got this job as the CO driver. There was this RA that's registered Army. He's a 3-year man. Has a CO driver, and since he was going back to the States, he is going back to the States in about another 4 months. They want him to practice his MOS, which is a 31M, which is a radio operator or VHF operator that I was for 6 weeks. And since I was in a motor pool, and they saw that I had some male experience, since also that job is partially male, one of the clerks told the CO that I would be the good man for the job. So the CO called me in and he says, "Do you want it?" So I says, I told him I never drove before a stick shift. So he says, "No, it doesn't matter, you'll learn." So I was learning and I was doing pretty good, but it seemed every time the CO got in there I had messed up, and I gave him a bucking bronco ride. So he was jerked all over the place, really, when I drove him. I guess I just got a little bit too nervous when he was in there. Otherwise, with everybody else in there, I drove pretty good. But I guess he got a little bit upset, and the next morning, one morning, he called me into his office again, and I figured, oh boy, I had a feeling that's what it was after I stalled that one night, and I figured, oh boy, here it goes, I'll wind up back in the motor pool this morning. But to my surprise, he told me that I'll be helping this guy Smith out in the supply room. Now, this is one job that I thought I would never get, because it's a good job, and it's one that a lot of people would like to have. But he gave it to me, and I was very fortunate and happy to get it. I get along well with the 3 other clerks here from A Company, C Company, and Headquarters Company, and it's an enjoyable group of guys. And so I was on my own with that Smith as my boss for about 2 weeks, and then we got a Spec 5 in here, and now he's my supervisor since he's ranking man, and he's got a wild name that almost fits him to a T. His name is Spec 5 Larry Dingle. We call him Dingling. Boy, he's a winner. I didn't think I'd really get to like him at first. He was over here. This is his 3rd time over here. He was in the infantry originally, and he got pretty racked up. He's got a hearing aid. You can see shrapnel wounds in one area, and he's got a pin, so he claims, in one of his knees, but this I don't know. But as time went on, he straightened everything out, and he doesn't bother me anymore. He bothers the other guys. So they might switch me now back to 31M, but now Dingle likes the way I work, so he's going to talk to the CO and trying to talk him into hanging on to me for a little while longer. I hope he does so, because when Smith leaves, I'll probably get it back again anyway, so que sera, sera. Time will only tell. And so I'm over here in this job. Time seems to be going by very fast because I am kept busy all the time, and I'm kept busy, and I'm doing things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy talking to people as they come in and as they leave, and that's one thing I like to see is people come in and leave, because I know each guy that leaves, I'm just that much closer to coming home, and each new guy that comes in, I know that I'm not the rookie over here anymore. So it's always good to. It's always a good feeling inside. Let's see, what else can I say? I'm running out of things to say, honestly. I was building things up for such a long time, and then I said, gee whiz, if those tapes never come in, I'll just forget about it all. But I go to church every Sunday, as you know, and me and this one specialist knew we make it every Sunday. He's my buddy. Oh yeah, we're building a bunker. Rebuilding a bunker outside, just in case we get any mortars in here. And we haven't had any mortar attacks in the past 5 months, and I've been here 4. We've had practice alerts, We're building a bunker, and that keeps us busy almost every night. We work on it from about 6 o'clock to about 7:30, and by the time you shower and everything else, it's about 8 o'clock, and there's really not that much time for reading or writing or doing the algebra course. So this should go on for another 2 or 3 weeks, and so until after that's finished, my letters to most of the other people will be very short and maybe exact. And once we're finished with that, I'll probably get back to that algebra course and try and get the first semester finished before Christmas. It's not too hard. I figure if I put in 2 hours a day on it, I should be finished in it with it at least by the end of January. At least I hope so. I'm very disappointed that article in Look magazine hasn't come out as of yet, and I haven't heard from Hank lately with any reports or news about it, so I really don't know what's coming off in regards to that. I just hope it comes out now, because the guy says it will come out probably in October or November, but I expected it more in October than November, because football season, as far as those little kids is concerned, is all over with already. Well, I'm definitely running out of tape now, so I'll take this opportunity to say thank you for everything that you have done so far, and may God bless you and continue to love you from now on until I get home. Okay? Goodbye. Goodbye, Marcy. You're a good girl. How do you like your new baby brother or sister? I hope it's a boy. Goodbye, Marcy. How are you? Marcy. Hello. Do you know who this is, Marcy? Do you know who this is? Hello, Marcy. Hooray, Marcy. Eensy Weensy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.